if you could tell me a bit about the Welly itself and how it's been going.
Yeah, so we opened in October. The Welly is a craft beer from Summer Valley Brewing. Lovely beer made by Chester, our brewer. And we basically, it's just up at Peasdown St John, just on the edge of Bath, so 10 minutes away. And the key focus of this is to be local, sustainable beer, and produce. So we have also our farm where we rear our cattle and everything like that. So basically all our food comes from the farms backed up there. So basically it's just about being as fresh as possibly can be, and and bringing that to the customer basically, because a lot of places these days tend to sort of outsource their food, outsource their beer, and you end up sort of like getting a subpar product for a little bit more this expensive price. So what we're trying to be is quality, price, the right price level, and basically just a really good place to eat and drink.
Perfect. So what do you think the Welly means to your customers that you get?
So I think to customers in the Bath area, so if you in the sort of southwest, there's a lot of craft beer places like Bristol and things like that, and Bath doesn't really have too many of them. They've got a lot of traditional pubs as such, and in the last few years, I think craft beer is sort of making that bigger, big thing on the market, and also I think to customers, it's somewhere to come and obviously try things they would never try before. I personally, before I came to run the place, I never really had much interest in craft beer, and now I find myself like, oh, that's a really good craft beer. This one tastes great. I'm starting to know tasting notes and all that. So hopefully we try and push that into our customers so they have a bit more sort of knowledge and experience with it. There's we train the team to basically not just serve a beer. They want to take them on the journey of the beer. So explain that how it's brewed, different tasting notes, what comes from the hops. And by doing that, at the moment, we're taking our staff up to the farm, to the brewery, and they basically then pass that knowledge down to the customers. And the customers, hopefully they sort of go away realizing that, a lot of effort's gone into this beer and they're trying something truly special.
That sounds great. So what sort of customers are you starting to get at the Welly here?
Well, this is a thing. So I thought at first it would be a lot of gentlemen in their 30s, and that's a very stereotypical thing. But in reality, actually, we have a very big mix. So we've got the older gentleman that likes obviously their sort of typical ales. We've got the beer aficionados that sort of know their craft beer. Then we've got a lot of families coming in because obviously they have the meals, and obviously some people just wanting to expand, and try different things. We get a lot of ladies come in, and just because we sell wine as well, they come in and also sit down. And then some of them also, we do sours, etc. So they try a few sours, a few beers. So there's quite a mix of people actually. We don't. It's surprising sometimes as well, because you can come into this room here, and you've got push times, families, gents just to finish some work, all sorts of people. So I think it's a very mixed group. Yeah.
How do you think pubs as a whole contribute to the UK community?
So I grew up I was basically born in a pub. So I grew up, family have always owned pubs, and basically from the age of a baby, I was always around pubs, and it was very much a part of the community. And then I went to work in pubs. I tried getting out of it for a little bit, but I couldn't. And my whole life, I've seen pubs sort of be the central place, especially in villages and small towns. So I worked in the Cotswolds for a while, in Fairford, and I found that was the central hub. So all the villagers would come, and everyone would come there. Christmas Eve, there'd be carols going, people sharing, mince pies and things, and everyone knows each other. And I think these days the pubs are sort of losing that a little bit. It's still there, but I think with obviously prices of things, of beer and everything going up, everyone sort of tries to save a little bit of money. Also after say COVID and all that, etc. People tend not to be as social anymore. And that it just leads into basically what we want to try and achieve here is something that people come to the place and realize that it's about community and just trying to be together. And actually, even if you're on your own, just having a chat with the barman and things like that, the days I've noticed as well, the days of where you used to have stools along the bars are all going, so somebody could sit there and just chat
Yeah.
to the barman, and for those, like, people don't like stools on bars anymore. You know, it's weird little trends like that, and it's become slightly untrendy to be social in a pub. So what we want to try and achieve is just be a bit more sort of like welcoming, a bit more inviting, and the key thing of that is starting with the staff. So sort of like the staff have to take like the initiative to just sort of like approach people and basically be very approachable and be very friendly. You know, yeah.
So the pub is such a cornerstone of the community. What is your absolute favourite part of it?
Mine, I would say, is actually the relationships you build within it. So not just the staff. I do the staff's the great bit, because I've had multiple teams working in different places, and you build like some of those. You don't just leave a place and then never contact those people again. And then hopefully where you build a relationship, that reflects back to your customers.
Yeah.
And then the customers feel part of that team as well. So therefore, you're building this sort of like, you know, group of people that really enjoy being in one space, and they don't necessarily just come to your place because you do good food or you do beer. It's the welcoming sort of environment that you provide.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah.
So great to hear about it, and best of luck.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cool.